Lip service. In 1964, a group of actors first gathered in a tiny studio to record voices for a new series about a top-secret rescue organisation. More than 50 years later, we catch up with many of those cast members to find out how Thunderbirds changed their lives. Interview by Mark Wright.
I did 5 series for Jerry and Sylvia Anderson, recalls David Graham. Volvo 4, Supercar, Purple XL5, Stingray, and then Thunderbirds. Of course, we didn't know at the time how famous Thunderbirds would become.
Thunderbirds achieved television immortality through the iconic vehicles, stunning special effects, and exciting scripts, but the characters that made up the Thunderbird, the International Rescue roster, and the actors who voiced them are just the same. The series' lasting appeal. Through 32 episodes and 2 feature films, Graham gave voice to numerous Thunderbird characters, most famously the chauffeur Parker and engineer Brains. Jerry was wonderful to me. I did 1 series and I thought, well, that's it. Then he invited me back. I had a long working relationship with him. Shane Rimmer, who voiced Thunderbird 1 pilot Scott Tracy, is surprised to be talking about Thunderbirds today. We have these new fans coming in to it all the time, he says, smiling. The ones who saw it originally are now fathers, and they bring their children to it. I do find it amazing, adds Matt Zimmerman, Thunderbird 3's impulsive astronaut, Alan Tracy. I don't know about the others, but to me it was just a job at the time.
When he wanted me to play Parker, Jerry took me to a pub in Cookham to listen to the wine waiter, explains Graham. He thought he might be the possible basis for a voice. This bloke came up and said, "Would you like to see the wine list, sir?" And Parker was born. I intimidated him a bit, dropped cheese, and made him a little more eccentric. The rest is history.
Thunderbirds marked Canadian-born Rimmer's first work with the Andersons. I hadn't been over here for very long, he recalls. I went to this audition in Jarrett's Cross. Huge place. It was like Hollywood. They hadn't done the downstairs and the last sawdust everywhere. The sound man, John Peverall, took me to this little grotto and gave me the papers. There was no title, no character definition. Something just twigged with me that said, let's go with this. The writing was good. It was breezy and pretty direct. Matt Zimmerman, also from Canada, joined the Thunderbirds assembly after the dialogue for the first script had been recorded. In that episode, Trapped in the Sky, the briefly heard Alan was voiced by Ray Barrett. My friend, David Holliday, had been the cast of Virgil and they were looking for another voice for Alan, he points out. David suggested to my name to Sylvia Anderson. They wanted American voices because it was being sold to the States, so I went to see Sylvia. Before I could say anything, she said, don't speak. So I didn't speak. I walked in and the Alan puppet was sitting on her desk. She said, if you had blonde hair, blue eyes, you look just like the puppet. I thought that was a good start. Sylvia then said, my God, you got the cleft in the chin, the tight cheekbones. Okay, now you can talk. Good morning, my name's Matt. Sylvia said, Sylvia said, That's it. That's the voice. That's how I got the job. British actor Jeremy Wilkin was a late addition to the Thunderbirds family, replacing David Holliday as the voice of Virgil in 1966. I only did the last 6 episodes and feature films because David went back to the States, I think. That's how I got the job. I just returned from Canada where I worked for 12 years. I became very Canadianized, and when I came back, that was useful when they were looking for a replacement for Virgil. I was interested in the part because I didn't know what it was. I thought I'd seen what it is, and I liked it. The show was amazingly well planned. In addition to Graham, Holliday, Rimmer, Zimmerman, and later Wilkin, the Thunderbirds ensemble also included co-creator Sylvia Anderson as Lady Penelope, Ray Barrett, Peter Dyneley, and Christine Finn. With the principal voice cast in place, International Rescue was ready to launch into recording its first missions. Peter Dyneley was a one-off, says Shane Rimmer, of the actor who played International Rescue's Parchment leader, Jeff Tracy, and whose unmistakable tones provide the famous Thunderbirds countdown. He was a big character and had the voice to go with it. You don't find a lot of people with that depth of voice. He was a larger-than-life character, remembers Jeremy Wilkin. He was English originally, but he got to America during the war. He lived there for a long time and became Canadianized like I did. I had art, Peter. Adds Matt Zimmerman. On Sundays when we got a slough, he would pick me up in his red MG sports car and drive me down there. I was raptured. I wanted one of those cars so badly. He was a lovely, lovely man. Peter Dyneley died in 1977. Lost Voices. David Holliday, the first Virgil, came over America as part of the cast of West Side Story, says Rimmer. He was a song and dance man as well as a voice artist. He went back to America, which was unfortunate for us. Holliday left the role of Virgil after the first series of Thunderbirds. He died in 1999.
Myself and Ray Barrett did a lot of the extra characters,
says David Graham, recalling the Australian actor who was another versatile member of the original voice cast. Ray was very funny, adds Matt Zimmerman. I liked him very much. There was an episode, the Dutch assignment, where a Dowager Duchess, Sylvia Anderson and Christine Finn couldn't do the voice. Ray say, I don't see why that's difficult, and came out with something incredible. When we started to record it, I spent half the time on the floor with my hand in my mouth, tears running down my cheeks. It was hysterical. One of those times in the studio I will never forget. Ray Barrett died in 2009.